introduction video of this series so that you'll know what I'm talking about, but I will be using the interval timer so that you guys can do your reps on your own, because obviously I can't be in your house teaching you yoga, and I don't want to do a long 30-minute video. So again, look in the description box if you need your timer. Okay, so for the first sun salutation, again, this is always the type of one to warm your body up. As we progress to the second and third sun salutation, we'll be moving a little bit more and feeling a deeper stretch, okay? So this is the first one. Alright, so most people are familiar with downward facing dog, and that's where we're going to start for the first exercise. And for this entire flow, you're going to be doing it all in kind of one setting for the interval set that you see in the description box. Make sure that you're visiting my website to get that information. Okay, so first part, when you're in downward facing dog, you're up in an inverted V. You might also hear an inverted V. That means your feet are shoulder distance apart, your hands are shoulder distance apart, and you need to make sure that they are pointing straight ahead. You don't want your hands pointing out like this. So straight ahead, and you're extending your body back. And what you need to do is to actually look at your belly button. So go ahead and look at your belly button. That's how you need to practice this pose. You need to try and get the heels down to the ground as far as they can go. And most people's hamstrings are so tight in knots that they can't do that. That's why yoga is great, because it helps strengthen and lengthen your muscles. Okay, so that's just the first part of the exercise. You're up in downward dog, just like this. And this is also a resting pose. So anytime during this first flow that you need to, slow down, stretch, rock side to side in the downward dog, feel free to do so. That's the joy of doing the first part. Then from downward dog, I'm gonna have you roll your body just like this into a plank, okay? So I'm gonna do it one more time. You're up into your downward dog, you're engaging your core muscles, you're rolling your back, and then you're kind of relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. That's part two. Part three, I'm gonna have you go down into a tricep push-up all the way down to the ground. Okay, just like that. So what a tricep push-up means, that means your hands are right beside your shoulders, and they're right beside your core. They're hugging you all the way down to the ground, just like that. And that was also the variation for beginners. If you cannot do the plank through the push-up, go ahead and put the knees down on the ground and go down like that. So from there, I'm gonna have you extend back up in a plank, and this time you're gonna see me be on my tiptoes going back to downward dog. So this is going to activate those ankle muscles, those muscles on your feet to get back into downward dog. So one more time. So I just did my strict pull-up. I'm down on the ground. I'm going to put myself back up into the push-up position, and I'm going to be on the tiptoes, balls of my feet, get really, really high up, and then relax those heels back down to the ground, okay? So that is going to be the first part. So in real time, you're going to do it like this, but take your time, do it at your own pace, okay? So this is going to be sun salutation letter A, if you want to say it that way. Your downward dog, you're rolling to your plank, you're doing your tricep push-up all the way down to the ground, you're back up into your plank, and you're on your tiptoes to go back down to down dog, and then you're going to repeat. That means you're rolling the spine, you're down in your push-up, you're up in your plank, you're back in your toes, and you're relaxing those heels to down dog, okay? So that is going to be the first set / sun salutation. Alright, so for the second sun salutation, we're simply going to be adding on just a little bit. So the first one, you should be nice and warm. The second one, go ahead and start in downward dog. So it's downward dog, you might hear downward facing dog, you might hear inverted V. There's tons of names for this exercise. Go ahead and extend your body back. And from here, what we're going to do, we're going to bend the legs and jump forward and extend up, okay? So I'm going to do that again. And if you've been working out with me, we've done some jump forwards and jump backs in prior workouts. Okay, so in prior workouts, you may have seen me have us here, and we jump back into plank, okay? And then we're doing the same thing here. We're up into downward dog. We're gonna bend the knees a little bit. We're gonna look up at our hands, and we're gonna jump very lightly and extend our body up, okay? From there, I want you to go halfway. So what that means, you need to make sure that your feet are together. You're going halfway with the flat back, and you're releasing back to the ground. Okay, so from there, you're going to swan dive forward. So let me turn this way. So this is me down to the ground. I can touch the ground. Those of you that can plant your hands completely on the ground, your halfway is going to look like this. Those of you that cannot touch the ground comfortably, your halfway is going to look like this, where your hands are on your shin and you have a very straight back like this. Okay, so from here, you're going to swan dive forward, up. So that means hands are up, all the way up to the ceiling, okay? From there, you're gonna hook the right hand to the left wrist, and you're going to bend over to the right. You're gonna hold it by breathing, come back to the middle, switch your wrist, left hand, right wrist, go over to the left, hold it. You're gonna come back, and you're gonna swan dive forward, and then you're going to step back into downward dog and repeat that sun salutation. So let me show you how it looks real time. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and step in down dog. Okay, remember you're holding this as long as it feels good. I'm bending the knees. I'm jumping forward very lightly. I'm extending up. I'm extending halfway, flat back. I'm releasing back down. I'm swan diving up, okay? Right hand hooks left. I'm leaning over to the right. Back to the middle, over to the left, back to the middle, swan dive back down, step back to plank, extend up to down dog, okay? Hold this as long as you need, then you're going to repeat, okay? That simply means jumping forward, extending up, halfway, back down, rolling up, over to the right, over to the left, and back down, okay? So again, as you start going, you'll go at your own pace, you'll have your own music on, you're breathing, and do that for the second sun salutation. It should really open up this up and over to the right, this left side body. It'll feel good, and by you going up halfway to your tabletop, make sure that you're trying to roll those shoulders away from your ears. So you should have a flat back just like that, and it should feel really good. All right, so I'm gonna have you extend up into downward facing dog so that we can start with the first pose, which is again, downward facing dog. You're up just like this. In sun salutation A, we roll to a plank. So we're going to roll to a plank for the second one. I'm gonna have you do knee to elbow on both sides. 1, 2. I'm gonna have you extend back to down dog. I'm gonna have you windshield wiper the feet, which means you're twisting your body to one side. Okay, that means your feet, as you can see, I'm twisting them to one side as I'm leaning over. That means I'm stretching this part of my body while I'm looking under this armpit. And you're gonna come back to center. And then I'm leaning the other way, just like this. Back to center, and then you're gonna be doing a down dog squat. That means you're gonna bend both knees, just like this, and extend back up, okay? Now, for variations, you can go ahead and rest both knees on the ground, come back into child's pose and rest. That means your hands are fully extended out as far as they can go so you can feel the total stretch all the way down your body, okay? And you rest your head on the mat, okay? That's a variation, just like this. Okay, you can stay there as long as you need, or you can go ahead and continue the third sun salutation. You can keep going, okay? So one more time. I'm up into my down dog, okay? I'm rolling to my plank. Remember, when you roll to your plank, your shoulders are away from your neck. I'm going to do knee to elbow, and you can hold these for 1 or 2 seconds to make it more challenging. Knee to my other elbow. I'm back. And then I'm going to extend back to down dog. I'm going to windshield wiper my feet. That means it's a really, really deep stretch, holding it as long as I want. I'm breathing, I'm coming back to the middle. I'm leaning over to the left, back to the middle. I'm doing my down dog squat. And then again, I would roll to my plank and continue the flow if I didn't need to do the child's pose, okay? So that is going to be the third sun salutation. All right, hang tighter. So that was our second yoga flow. I want you to try it. Go ahead and watch the second video so that you can see me do this yoga flow in full time, real action. Make sure that you got your interval timer so that you can set it and stay on pace for this workout.